Hey guys, if you're enjoying all of this caffeine and mana, consider becoming a YouTube member today or donating on our PayPal. Guys, today I want to talk about Seni, the former author of, still author of Saigami. And today I want to talk about her work, The False Hero. Now, Seni, if you're watching this, look, I have to talk about this. I don't want any drama, please, but I'm just so confused as to what the heck happened. What the heck is going on? Because I know, we all know that you left Saturday. Very good for you. We're happy. We celebrated. We bought the champagne. Trust me. If only White Manga could leave now. However, this project that you're working on right now, I first saw it on Manga Plus some days ago, and I was a false hero. That looks cool. I like the blue. It reminded me of Grand Blue Fantasy for some reason. I guess it's because of the video game, the new one, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. And I was like, hey, I need to come back and check this out. Only to find out that you are the one who illustrated this and you're working with a writer. And I was like, okay, cool, I want to check it out. But to my greatest disappointment, I could not understand how is it that this writer, along with the artist, could blatantly do a carbon copy, an exact carbon copy of Rise of a Shield Hero. I couldn't comprehend this. I honestly could not comprehend this. Now, the beginning of the manga of Rise of a Shield Hero is different, a bit different to how the anime starts. I'd like to play the anime, but I don't know if I want to get a copyright strike, you know. Maybe I'll play the audio, but you all should watch the episode on YouTube. So, let's look at the false hero. Now, false hero starts off with the guy falling to what seems to be an abyss. And then he wakes up in a room where he was summoned along with 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of them. There are 4 heroes who were summoned. And here, one of the 4 saints here to save our world from calamity, the hero of the shield. Automatically, it's like, what? What happened here? What's going on? We continue to see that the character is puzzled as to like what's going on, who are these guys, and this guy, this mage or whatever, is like, welcome to the capital, great heroes. By the will of the goddess, you have been chosen as the champions to lead humanity against the fiends of chaos. One of the 4 saints here to save our world from calamity. How is this possible? Now, you know, I don't want no drama. Y'all can say I love drama, but I don't. Those of you who can actually think for yourself, you know I don't. I am disturbed and angry and confused as to, but how can you do this? How can the writer of False Hero dare think that no one would see that this is a carbon copy? This is worse than D.D. Mark, what he did, is ripping off Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen. It's worse. I cannot comprehend what this is, for what purpose this is. Are people in the West truly suffering from creative bankruptcy? Where is the extrapolation from one's own experience in life? Truly, it is not hard to take what you have gone through in life and put it in a fantasy setting. That's what I've done. But a bunch of moronic hunchbacks will say, oh, I just ripped off Berserk. No, I didn't, Mr. Hunchback. If you actually continue reading, you'd realize it ain't Berserk whatsoever. But man, I could not believe this. What I could tell instantly from this second page is from the anime. I hope this doesn't get a copyright strike, but just watch this from the anime real quick.
Really a weapon, it's more like armor. Anyway, where's the heroine in this thing? I doubt it's this princess, she seems kind of bitchy. Yeah, well, at least these hero guys look pretty damn cool and impressive.
And then all of a sudden,
them are the main protagonists. Spotlights on sword, spear, and bow. Even the shield hero gets... Where?
Falling, falling, falling. And look, the ground,
The summoning was
even the ground has a magic circle on it, just like this one. Guys, no, man.
Success. What the? Brave heroes, won't you please save our world from pure evil?
What? Who are these guys?
The only difference is that all these characters that were summoned here are all from our world, but in False Hero, they're all, well, the other three are from other magical worlds. But still, for goodness sake, man, this was demoralizing. I was excited because I was like, oh, Senny got out of the dungeon, got out of Frederick's dungeon. Cool, she working on something. I want to see. It's probably going to be better than Saigami. To my great disappointment, it's not. Guys, what do you call this? Who's going to hold people like this accountable? No one is. Somebody got to do it, and I suppose it's got to be me. But now I'm going to be the boogeyman. Now somebody's going to accuse me of attacking people of the rainbow community specifically. I know somebody's going to do that. Just like somebody always accusing me, oh, you're always attacking people of the black community. Like, seriously? I'm black too, you know. But anyway, no, man, this is not right. Now, the reason this character is called a false hero, you would not believe how it's a carbon copy yet more of exactly this. Here is a video though that explains why the shield hero is called a false hero as well. It's called a demon or whatever, a fiend, right? It's called a fiend. Why the king specifically hates him, there is a reason that I didn't know, right? Because in the anime, it didn't really show it, and only season 1 of the anime is really good, but the rest is trash. Let's look at what this guy says.
From the beginning, the shield hero was disliked by the masses for some unknown reason. The king showed him countless disrespect and not even trying to hear his name or just acting like he wasn't there. But why was this? Well, we have to go way back to explain this. Back in the days of the last heroes, the first shield hero protected and sided with the hated demi-humans and aided in their war against the king. These events caused the king's family to be murdered, and which caused his hatred towards the shield hero.
There you have it. That's the only reason. He's got a grudge on every hero that just uses the shield. That's it. Makes perfect sense, fine. However, in False Hero, right, the reason why he is hated, well, we'll find out. So here he says he's from America, yada, yada, yada. We're not going to talk about her art. She abides by the formula. There's nothing wrong with it. Perhaps the appeal for me, the style, yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Her fighting scenes and backgrounds are, you know, supreme level. So she knows what she's doing there. But honestly, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying, that don't matter how good your art is. If your story is a ripoff, you failed. If your story sucks, you failed. If your story relies on diversity, you failed. It means you're creatively bankrupt, right? So continuing to read here, look at this king, look at the hall, and look at this king. Look at the hall. In fact, before we look at the hall, please look at the character design of the main character of Shield Hero and the main character of False Hero. Don't they look exactly alike? The only difference being the style, the rendering. Look at this. Guys, come on, man. Are you really gonna call me a hater after this? Are you really gonna call me a hater after this? Sandy, what the heck is going on? Like, we know Frederick butchered you, but we all get butchered in life, you know what I'm saying? But we cannot use that as an excuse to then create stories that have already been created and claim it as our own. That is really unacceptable. What the heck is going on out here? Can somebody please for once prove me wrong that there's something in the water, demoralizing people, making them hunchbacks, making them incapable of being creative, incapable of inspiring people. This cannot inspire anyone because it's a carbon copy of what has been created already. This cannot have an impact because it's pure theft from something that has already made an impact. Look at the king's design. Look at the hall and look at the throne room. Does it not resemble exactly this king too? I mean, this particular moment right here of the priests, if you watch just episode 1 over here, you will see it's straight up copying everything from chapter 1, episode 1, you name it. Everything. This very moment, this contempt, this look against the main character, I just can't believe it. I can't breathe, man. I can't breathe with how much effery is going on over here, man. We continue to read further, and we come to a part where the only difference really thus far is that here there is a mock battle required, but not really, because there was a mock battle too in the Rising Shield Hero as well, and the main character got screwed over then, and then everybody branded him as an absolute monster, just like what you're gonna see here. So the other knights start fighting scenes look cool, and then the main character has to fight some guy, but he loses. Then he has to fight a kid, and then he loses to the kid, and then here we are. So let us read here, right? So, how disappointing, says the king. What do you mean? I told you I don't know how to fight, didn't I? Yes, and what was the reason you gave us? That I'm not from this world. We don't use swords anymore where I'm from, so how would I know how to wield one? Then the priest, who has the same Catholic attire and whatnot as those in Shield Hero, Ay, Chihuahua, man. Ay, Chihuahua. Like, somebody please. Look at that. It's the exact sort of throne room. Oh man, this just, I couldn't breathe going through this. But anyway, the priest says, I've summoned someone here today. Step forward, high priest. As many of you gathered here already know, we received a disturbing prophecy nearly 1 year ago regarding the great heroes. We kept it hidden except from the royalty and the high nobility, hoping that it would not come to pass. It seems our prayers were not answered. What's going on? Why do I have such a bad feeling all of a sudden? Then the priest says, allow me to recite the prophecy in front of everyone here. Beware the hero from distant land summoned by the hand of chaos itself. On deaf ears shall his cry for compassion fall. To the gallows does his destiny lie, for all shall know him as he is, the false hero. There's no difference between him being labeled a false hero or a fiend. It's identical. This character looks like the main character here. He's been branded and hated and whatnot. It's the same story. It's literally the same story, and the writer is Michael. Michael, what were you thinking, bro? Did you really think nobody gonna catch on? Who the heck are you, man? Y'all gonna call me haters after this? Seriously? Sunny, why? Why did you work with somebody who stole everything? And for you as an artist, why did you not illustrate the characters not to look exactly like the ones here? Why did you not do that? I don't understand this. Why do people do this, man? There is no iconic design here. Like, y'all, I don't give a damn what anybody says. There is no iconic design here. In the beginning, when I saw the cover, it looked like it until I opened the book. Right? If we go to chapter 2, in fact, before that, let's look at some of the comments, right? Everybody's giving compliments. That's all you need to know. Not one person here said, hey, you know, this looks exactly like Shield Hero. Did you do that on purpose? What was the reason? And secondly, this thing got 23,000 views so far. Together, chapter 1 and 2, 23,000. And we know the numbers here are inflated. 23,000 views does not correspond with 18 likes. 18 comments and 39 likes. We know the numbers are inflated. We know that it is inflated because the numbers are counted per page view. You get 50 people reading one page each. Well, that just multiplies by multitude, and then it gives the artist dopamine and a belief that people care. No one cares. I'm the only one who actually cares because I'm talking about this. This is the Japanese dungeon. Y'all are knocking at their door. Konnichiwa. Watashi wa seni desu. Soste, I want to be published. They're gonna look at this and be like, anata wa baka desu ka? Right? And you're like, what do you mean? I'm not an idiot. You stole everything. You stole everything from Shield Hero. Why can't people in the West see this for themselves? Why, man? Nande? Ay, caramba. If we go to chapter 2, we see the same rabid banishment, rabid treatment of the main character as we see here, where he was called a fiend and all. This disdain in the eyes and whatnot. If I recommend watch the anime to see all of that. And Silence False Hero, same thing. When the character in Shield Hero, even the dialogue is nearly the same. It's like 85% accurate to what is in the manga or the anime. So here he gets whipped and beaten and taken to a dungeon, right? And here things are different. I didn't read further here as to like what happens. Yeah, the art and all is amazing. Here the guy obviously seems to be getting tortured and stuff like that. But ultimately, the foundation of this story is based on what we all know. And if he is going to have this look in his eyes right now, to have that pride or to have that, I'm not going to deal with this, I'm not going to accept this, I'm not going to whatever this, it's the exact same character trait as this guy. I think his name is Naofumi. It's the exact same thing. The exact same thing. Yes, I have something to live for. I want to see the look on the king's face as they run him down. It won't end there. Those nobles, that high priest, and even those damn heroes, all of them. In the beginning, Naofumi, he also had this line of thinking. But then it changed when he got friends. When he got a talking bird and a dog woman, that furry creature girl. So I suppose he's gonna change too when he encounters his blue-haired friend, maybe? It's not wrong for me to assume that because I've already been turned off by it. Guys. Nah. So what does Michael say? Most people feel trapped at some point in their lives. It's even more frustrating when you were only trying your best. Yeah, I agree with you, Michael. There's definitely that, but let me not even comment further on that. Um, Let me not comment any further on that. Ultimately, what needs to be known here is that this is the problem in Western creators' content. This is why Western manga, in particular, manga in the West, is looked down upon. No one is original because they do not extrapolate from their own experiences. Seems like everyone is creatively bankrupt as well. Everyone is knocking at the Japanese door, and the Japanese know full fact that y'all are bankrupt in creativity. You in this Manga Plus creators that is a scam with inflated numbers. It's a flippin' dungeon that you are posting your material for, and the only people reading all this stuff here are creators and your minor followers from your social media. Genuine consumers who buy manga in the shelves, they are not a Manga Plus creators. They're not. They're not. People who win the competition per month here, no one knows what makes them win. We have No Name came gold because the creator of No Name is the flippin' screenwriter of what's that anime called? The Netflix anime Cyberpunk. That's why he won, because he's got 10 years experience in the industry. He won because of who he is, not because of merit. In the third world countries, merit is done away with. And things then rely on nepotism or other people whom you know. No one earns anything in the third world. And now the internet amongst the manga community is turning into a third world degenerate ghetto. I am bringing this caffeine and this crucible against demoralization. This ain't gonna fly under my watch. This is why a normal manga reader who reads My Hero, you give them your product. Imagine somebody, right? Imagine this was printed. This was printed and somebody opens it up, sees chapter 1, page 1. Immediately, the first thing they see is Shield Hero. What they're gonna do? They're gonna throw it in the trash. So what have you done? Like, I've spent so much money on this, but it's a carbon copy of something that I already know, that is already popular. This is why I want no association with this Western manga community anymore. That's why ManaA exists. Because you can say ManaA is inspired by Japanese manga, sure. But ultimately, we are not the same thing. We know what we're cooking. We know what we are creating. We know exactly what we're creating. This is what ManaA is. Because Manga Plus and the Western manga sphere, it's a flipping ghetto. There's no order. There's no standards. There is no quality check, quality control, honesty. There is no honesty at all. Because everybody in the comment section here was straight up just kissing the boots of these creators, saying this thing is wonderful and perfect. You're lying. You're disingenuous people. And it is because of this disingenuous society that people can't tell when they got egg on their face. They can't tell when they got some crap on their face or whatever. You're walking around thinking you're a god, thinking you're shining, but you smell like dirt. You think you smell like honey and all sorts of perfumes and whatnot, but you smell like garbage. Because people are too afraid to tell you that, yo, you didn't shower today, boy. You need to go scrub. Scrub yourself, man. You stink. You stinky bastard. Stop defiling our noses. People are too afraid to say that. But you see, when you sip on that caffeine, you're gonna say it. And you're not gonna be afraid of some repercussions, because ain't no hunchback that can do damage to me. No hunchback can do damage to me, because all you can do is just say, I'm more successful than you. No, you're not. A creatively bankrupt person is more successful than me. I sold more books than you. Then why are you here? Still feeling depressed, aren't you? still requiring the validation of your existence from your little hordes of hunchbacks following you. That is rather pathetic. You see, with what ManaA is, we have a foundation. We have a pyramid. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, well, this is ManaA's hierarchy of needs. It's got to have the Japanese format, upholding to it, right? As you can read there for yourself, you see the vision, you see the artistic philosophy, the call to action, you see all of this. We want nothing to do anymore with Western manga creators because y'all don't know what you're doing. You're ripping everything off. And you can say, then why are you talking about it? I'm gonna keep talking about it and why it needs to be left behind. It's gotta be left behind. And besides, my channel, my rules, I'm expressing myself. I can do whatever I want. But what I say and do is correct because there are still some stuck here. There are still some stuck in the dungeon thinking they're gonna get somewhere. You're not gonna get anywhere, bro. Sorry. I'm letting you know that you gotta cut yourself away from this dungeon and you gotta extrapolate from reality and create stories that inspire people. In order to do that, you must go live real life. Get punched in the face, test out your beliefs in reality, go out there and see if truly being a dude, and then you want to test the fact that being a girl is okay and cutting your Dragon Balls off if you're going to be any happier. Go ahead and test it out, but it might be too late if you're going to cut them off. But you see, there's a problem here where people are afraid to be challenged, especially the challenging of their beliefs. You know we hate cowards on this channel. No cowards here. If Seni watches this, Seni, I was not hating. I was just so devastated because I was a fan a long time ago. Saigami though was not my cup of tea because it was like shonen. However, it was like shonen for girls. You know, it felt like Sailor Moon to me. It was not my thing. But I respected the hustle long ago. And I respect that you survived the great dismantling, attempted dismantling to your brain by Frederick. But in the end, you have created with your friend Michael here a dishonest product. And it needs to be said. And I hate lying. And this is why, guys, there needs to be a separation from the manga Western people. This is why ManaA exists, because we who say we know what we're doing and we know what we're talking about, we're proving it. We're proving it. We're leading by example, creating quality product. And above all else, we're the most consistent people on the block. Because we don't need to appeal to any political stuff to earn your likes and retweets, your compliments and all that rubbish, really. I mean, you can compliment, sure, but we don't depend on it. That's the difference. We don't depend on it. We don't depend on your money either because we got a job. Now, of course, we're going to be selling product because it takes money to make product. However, we're not desperate for money like that. We do this because we love it, and you can tell. You can tell. I can tell that Seni loves drawing. I can tell. But I cannot tell. Let me not go any further. All I'm saying is, this is why the Western manga sphere will never be taken seriously. It's a ghetto. It's a rip-off city. It's just sad. Go watch the anime of episode 1 right here on YouTube. You see what I'm talking about, or go ahead and read the manga. Whew. How disappointing. Anyone calls me a hater after this? Yeah, you have no ears to listen. It's just a reprobate, man. Just a coomer, straight up coomer, man. Until next time.